Callie. I'm here with Carly, one of our school horses, and you're watching the weekly show here at CRK Training. Today we're talking about the importance of how we use our eyes, where we look when we are riding, and how this affects our head and the rest of our posture. Looking where we're going is a really important part of riding. It's important not only because of the weight of our head affecting our body. The average human head weighs about 10 to 11 pounds, and balanced on top of our torso and on top of our spine, even small movements of our head, for example, looking down shifts our weight forward, and looking off to one side can start to shift our weight to that side. It has a big impact on what the horse feels when we're riding. But also, when we stay focused in the direction that we want to go, whether it's focusing on a specific point or just looking in that direction, it helps us be much more effective in steering that way, because then the rest of our body can orient to where we're looking and we can use our aids much more effectively. And the horse feels that focus in where we want to go than if we're looking down or we're looking off to one side. So I want to take a moment and go through a quick exercise to help you notice the changes that even just small movements with your head make in your balance and in your posture. So you can do this as you're watching along in this video, and then I would encourage you to think about this the next time that you're riding as well. So I want you to start by just looking straight ahead and notice how your body feels. Notice your chest, your rib cage, your shoulders, your lower back. Think about how large your rib cage actually is before we go to the next piece of this exercise. Our ribs actually start all the way up here, and the rib cage is quite expansive. It can expand in different directions. It doesn't just move up or down. It can expand, it can widen. So think about keeping your eyes straight ahead. Notice what your body feels like. Now you're going to take your eyes and drop down to the ground. Doesn't matter if you're sitting or standing as you do this. You can even visualize that you're on your horse and you just look down at the neck. As you look down, what just happened to your chest? What happened to your shoulders? You probably found that your chest got a little bit sunken in, that your weight might have come a little bit forward, and that your shoulders rolled forward. Now, if you take your eyes back up, notice that the opposite happened. It helped to, even just by shifting your head up and your eyes up, it helped to open up your chest, and it helped to open up your shoulders. Now if you take your head and you look off to one side, notice how that affects, again, the rest of your torso. As you look, you've probably felt this all the way down to your hips, and you've maybe even felt that your weight changed. Maybe you got a little bit heavier on one leg or the other as you changed where you were looking. So you can play with this a little bit more. See how small of a movement you can make with your head and still feel that change in your body. And trust me, your horse feels these subtle changes as well, because when we're riding them, we're having such a big impact on their balance. If you find yourself struggling a lot with looking down, it might be important to start with your posture instead of just trying to focus on your eyes. The reason is, if we start to make these changes in the alignment of our posture, it's going to naturally become easier to start looking up, rather than if you tend to be here and be slumped, or you tend to be a little hollow in your back and pitching forward, and now you try to just bring your head up without allowing the change to come through the rest of your body and noticing the change in the rest of your body, you're going to struggle to keep looking up. So instead, if you struggle with looking down, think first about making sure that your back is flat. Take a moment to put your hands here and breathe in between your two hands, allowing your lower back to expand and allowing your belly to actually soften with your breath. Next, bring your hand up to your sternum and think about, as you breathe, letting your sternum expand forward. Feel that expansiveness in your rib cage here, and feel how, as you breathe and you let your sternum float forward, it actually allows your shoulders to slide back without having to pull them back, which creates more tension and can start to hollow our back and make us less stable in the saddle. So as you do this, if you're standing, stay soft in your knees. Think about breathing into your lower back, softening your belly, and then expanding through the front of your rib cage. And as you find this feeling, notice what happened to your eyes. You're probably looking up and looking straight ahead. And if you can maintain this feeling in your body, as well as thinking about where you're going, you'll be able to start looking where you're going, keeping your eyes up consistently without having to have those constant reminders from your trainer of look up and needing to think about pulling your head up. It's another one of those times in riding that different pieces of our posture and different pieces of effective riding are very connected. So looking up is a movement with our eyes and with our head, but it's also important to have that base of good posture, because our posture will affect our head position, and our head position will also affect the rest of our body. Next week, we're going to talk about how to use your eyes when you're riding. Should you focus hard on one point, or should you use your eyes a little differently? If you've ever heard the expression hard versus soft eyes, I'm going to give you an exercise to finally understand what the difference really is. Now it's your turn to leave a comment. What is one thing that you noticed as you did the little exercise in today's video? Just changing your head position, what did you notice through the rest of your body? Leave a comment down below, and if you're interested in learning more about how these simple changes in your position and in little things that you do with your body can impact your riding, and many more exercises that you can do off the horse at any time to improve your riding, then check out the Effortless Riding course with Wendy Murdoch. There's a link down below, and I'll see you next week.